Hey everyone, it's Chris from Gaming with Swag again. We're here today to review a couple of these mini arcade products. And today we're looking at the Miss Pac-Man Tiny Arcade and the Arcade Classics Q*bert. Now both of these, as far as I know, can only be found in two places. The Tiny Arcade series can only be found at Cracker Barrel restaurants. And the Arcade Classics series, this Q*bert in particular, can only be found at Walmart. Both retail for $19.99 each, and are pretty easy to find as long as you go to the right store. Now, the websites, these companies both say they are sold elsewhere, but I have not seen them, and I have looked. Essentially, there's a new thing where they're putting a ROM on side of a chip, and with a tiny LCD or LED screen, and putting a piece of plastic and marketing it out. There's even a Replicade that's coming out that's $100. That's like full metal, like official parts, all that. That's way too expensive. $19.99 is right around the right size. So we're gonna take a look today and just kind of show you what these are all about. So Super Impulse Games makes this set, and this series consists of Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Galaxian, and Space Invaders. And you can see that it's all authentic artwork. Has a little spot for some batteries in the back here, an on and off switch, a keychain if you'd like to take it with you, and overall, a really nice design. No coin door or anything like that, but it still looks really nice. Now, the selling point is obviously the game. Take a look. So it's pretty accurate. I'm going to kind of zoom in here so you can see. It's a little choppy, but it is also a really small screen. It's really cool though, and looks awesome on the shelf. It's essentially the arcade ROM, probably put in some sort of a MAME type format where it just plays. Now the interesting part about these, and it's hard to tell, but the marquee's lighting up as well. The interesting part about these is that inside here on this chip is actually all four games. So Space Invaders, Galaxian, Pac-Man, and Miss Pac-Man are all on this chip. But they have a little solder joint, and solder joint determines what ROM plays. You could technically put in a dip switch and play all four and pick which one, and some people have been doing that. Other people have been taking these and they've been ripping out the screen, or actually sometimes keep the screen and put a Raspberry Pi Zero inside and load it up with whatever ROMs they want. So that's a Tiny Arcade. Again, $19.99, I found at Cracker Barrel, and there are three other ones. I'm going to shut it off. Now the Q*bert one's very intriguing. The Q*bert one, again, I've only found at Walmart, and this series, there has been other ones out. There's been a Pac-Man, there's been a Centipede, and some of them have a black and white LCD screen, kind of like the old Tiger Electronic games. And then some of them have a full color screen. And Q*bert here is one of those, if I can get it open, with a full color screen. But despite the name Arcade Classics, there's a bit of a misnomer here because it's actually not the arcade game. So I will give it that it's Q*bert, and I am a huge Q*bert fan, so I couldn't pass this up. And again, $19.99 at your local Walmart. The box is amazing. Let's just start off with the box. It's got the official logo, got the machine, got Coily on the back, it's got the original artwork, great. And it's got the little window box so you can demo it. Awesome. Inside here, you can see the artwork. There's Coily again, and Q*bert dancing around. And of course, it's got these little security tabs, so you're not supposed to be able to break it open. But all you have to do is twist enough, and eventually, come on, it should pop off. Gonna make a monkey out of me, huh? Well, fine then. There's one. Okay, you gotta twist them vertical. Who knew? Okay, so similar idea. We have our Q*bert machine. It's definitely a lot bigger than our Miss Pac-Man Tiny Arcade, but still not too big. Again, official artwork on the sides. Marquee. And control panel, which is really cool. And our on and off switch and a sound button. All right, so looks like here if we wanted to go ahead and put this on free play here. Now check this out. It's not the arcade ROM, but the NES ROM, but it's modified only to one player. And there's a loading screen. So I don't know what emulator's in here. Oh, I stink. There's Kool-Aid already. It's hard playing on an awkward angle. I'm not sure what ROM, or excuse me, what emulator is actually in here, but it's definitely the NES ROM and not the arcade one. And I find that very amusing because the NES ROM of Q*bert sometimes gets overlooked. It's not a bad conversion by any means, but it's definitely hardly an arcade classic. Sounds really good. You can see here. I can make it louder. I can turn it off. So it's got 3 volume levels, which is really nice. I'm just going to give you an idea of the screen. The screen's a lot smoother than the Miss Pac-Man. The animation's a lot better. I don't want to get too much glare on you here. One downside, the marquee does not light up. So the marquee doesn't light up, but that's okay. It makes up for it in other areas. Looks like it takes a couple more batteries though. But overall, it's a decent product. Now with this gives you a little bit more room to mess around with for doing some mods and some other cool stuff. I could see a Raspberry Pi easily fitting in that. And maybe doing a little tiny mini arcade. But the reason why I like these are very these are very collectible to me. They're really cool just sitting on the shelf. Even if the game, you're not gonna sit there and try to get a highest score on Q*bert mini tiny arcade, I would think. But to have these sit on the shelf, this could easily sit on my desk at work. It looks like I can easily remove this keychain piece if I wanted to. That shouldn't be too hard. And they're a nice little conversation starter as well. I really like the marquee that lights up. That's a huge selling point for me. So yeah, these are tiny arcades. Again, the Super Impulse makes the Miss Pac-Man machine, and Arcade Classics is made by Basic Fun. And there's other ones in this too. The Centipede one is, I think, a hacked, like Atari flashback version of this. And the LCD screens of Frogger and Pac-Man, they exist, but they're mediocre at best. The full color one's where it's at, and there's supposedly an Asteroids one and some other ones coming out. So yeah, so I highly recommend these. Definitely take a look in your local stores if you have a Cracker Barrel around. If not, you can go online, maybe on Super Impulse's website, and ask them a question of where it might be. But yeah, these are solid pieces, and I would definitely recommend them, especially if you want to collect them, put them on your shelf like me. $19.99 a piece. I'll put a link in the show notes where you can grab yours. Be careful, there's some resellers out there that are charging more than $20. You shouldn't really pay more than $19.99 a piece. So, but take a look, and I'll throw some of the other images of the other tiny arcades in the article, and I'll link to that as well. That way you can see what else is out there. But for now, this has been Chris with GamingWithSwag.com. Check us out on social media using the links below, and we'll see you next time. Game on!